Start it up.
I'm Yuri. I'm Jacob. And we're going for a drive.
2022 not gas Ford Mustang.
Mach-E GT without launch control. It's pretty good.
Horsepower and torque.
480 horsepower, 634 pound-feet of torque from an 88 kilowatt-hour battery and 2 electric motors.
This is the fast Mach-E.
Yes, it's the GT Performance, I should say, because Canada only gets the GT Performance, USA gets the GT.
And this one is all-wheel drive.
Yes, it is.
So if I give it a little bit up,
It's pretty quick when you're going.
definitely good for normal electric fast car stuff. And we got that cool propulsion sound.
And we've already driven 2 other Mach-E's, so this is now our 3rd, and it's the first GT.
Okay, I made this little list of all of the cars that we have reviewed because when we started the channel, the whole goal was to just drive cars with my buddy from high school.
We just wanted to drive cars, so here we are.
So we've got about 450 brand new cars that we've driven and about 50 used cars / race cars / not cars that we've driven.
And we just want to drive as many cars as possible.
That's kind of been the whole goal of the channel in case someone didn't realize.
So if you're new to the channel, we also send it through Cliche Corner. Yuri.
I'm gonna save the stab and go drift method for you, Jacob. I'm just
Okay.
gonna... Whoa, good rotation there.
Damn.
Yeah, okay, this is actually a performance SUV electric car.
Yeah, this thing actually rips.
Oh, so...
All right, good job, Ford.
surprise.
It's not perfect. We'll get to that soon, though.
Should we start with the looks?
Yeah, so it looks a little bit different than the regular Mach-E. Not too much different, but you can kind of notice some subtle differences, especially in the front end.
I was thinking especially with the color.
Okay, so this is an exclusive color to the GT Performance.
And you also have an orange Mustang, right, Jacob?
Yes, apparently. I haven't seen it in 6 months because it's getting some engine work done.
But this is a way different orange.
Yes, this is Cyber Orange, which Ford seems to, every car that they name orange is never actually orange. Like my Molten Orange seems to look more red. This one seems to look more yellow.
But it's a fantastic orange, and I love the look of it.
It's a tri-coat, so you can see the metallic in it.
So now the difference with the front end, instead of having a color match like the other Mach-E's, this one has a darker pattern in the grille.
So it looks more like a regular Mustang-ish.
And then it's got a little bit of like lip kit at the bottom, I think more openings. It definitely looks more aggressive, and all of the cool race car Mach-E's that Ford has been putting out and drifting at SEMA and Von Gittin Jr. stuff and previously Ken Block, I think makes me think this looks cooler.
Yeah, for sure. And then the pony badge in the front actually lights up at night.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Looks wise from the front, 10 out of 10, and I love the shape of the hood, all the grooves there. If we lift that up, it's a frunk. We can put a bunch of stuff in there. We've all seen the things where they have shrimp cocktails and beers and chicken wings or whatever.
Yeah, there's a drain plug, so it's very functional.
How about the side view?
It still looks like a Mach-E, not too much difference here. The only biggest difference that I think are the wheels, and these wheels are some of the best looking wheels that Ford has made, I think.
I mean, we all like the concept wheels more, but these wheels are very good for this. And then we've got some big fat red Brembos back there too.
Yeah, so you get those on the GT Performance, and this does have one pedal driving.
It would be nice if there was a little bit of varying how hard the one pedal driving is, but let me come to a full stop with it. Let me go to my control settings and turn on one pedal driving and come to a full stop with it.
It's not letting you do it right now, actually.
No, I have to.
It says it's pause. Press brake pedal to reduce speed. We've reduced our speed to 0, and it's still not on.
What if I turn traction back on?
Oh,
Okay, so you need traction on to turn on one pedal driving.
okay, there we go.
Remember I said it like kept turning off on me?
Yep.
And up to a good speed and let off.
Oh, yeah.
and
That's a big difference.
It'll come to a full friggin' stop. And what would be the Continental recommended tire for these cool new wheels?
The the Extreme Contact Sport and the Viking Contact 7 for winter. And right now, you can get a $70 Visa prepaid card with the purchase of 4 qualifying Continental passenger tires from now through November 30th, 2021.
It's winter now. Put on your winter tires.
It literally snowed yesterday.
And then we still have that black panels at the top and at the bottom to give it that silhouette of not a big SUV, which does trick your eye very well. And then moving on to the back end, still pretty much looks exactly the same, but I think we've got more diffuser back there.
Yeah, I would say we definitely have more diffuser back there. Other than that, looks the same.
And what does it sound like moving slowly from the outside?
From the outside. That's all we got with these electric cars.
How about a quiet launch? Can we trip the wheels a little bit on a launch?
Let's find out.
With you behind the driver's seat? Driver's seat.
And a cool electric thing, when you first start up the car, you can actually start it in unbridled, which is your sport mode.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about emissions and stuff and driving in sport mode accidentally.
Exactly. Ooh. Okay, so pretty quick, and I definitely tripped the front tires, so you can actually feel the traction system actually figuring itself out.
And if we wanted to send more traction to the rear, we would click unbridled extend.
Yes.
And then it would tell us, select drive mode not available to maintain system performance.
We are in Canada.
It's 6 degrees Celsius. We got the car a little late in the year, and you need to be at 15 degrees Celsius to use that.
So we are unable to actually test out unbridled extend, which would allow more power to be sent to the back.
And technically, nobody else in Canada will be able to test that for the next 4 months.
Technically, yes.
I think.
And the other thing that it does is apparently you're supposed to use this on closed courses, racetracks, whatever. So what it does is allow it to kind of take the right amount of power. So I believe it drops the power down a little bit, but it makes it more consistent.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out.
That is what I have read because I cannot test it. Anyways, we also have Whisper Engage and Unbridled. We've basically just driven this thing in Unbridled. However, this has MagneRide dampers, and they made the biggest difference from the regular Mach-E. I hated the ride quality of the regular Mach-E, so if you actually value ride quality, you kind of have to get the GT, I think.
And if you drive it in Whisper, it's nice and chill, and then you don't get that sound anymore. Here, look.
Oh yeah, even though it's on, it's very chill.
Okay, and then another thing from previous versions, on your gauge cluster, when you're in Whisper, you've got this curtain that flaps in the background.
Yes.
And I feel like they've moved it to the edges, where in the very first model, they had it like waving right in front of you. And I remember asking them about that at the launch, which was like 2 whole years ago.
Yes.
And they're like, oh no, we like that. Looks like they changed it. You know what else they changed?
We actually have a physical traction off button, which is very good because this is the GT. So I'm going to use that with traction off in Unbridled into Cliche Corner. And okay, the back end does want to come out like a little bit. The handling is amazing with these MagneRide.
Stab and turn, stab and turn.
My patented stab and turn, here we go. Yep.
Hey!
Okay, so if you guys did not watch the previous video, the stab and turn is my patented slight drift method of a Mach-E. So what you
Pretty
have to
much
do is,
every electric rear-wheel drive car.
yeah, but I developed it in the Mach-E, so there's a development process here. I'm an engineer. So what I did was, basically you have to turn the wheel hard and stab the throttle at the same time. Therefore, stab and turn, and you get a little bit of a drifty drift.
And that's the only way you can get electric cars to drift, because they have so many computers involved that if they turn it all the way off, you'd spin your cars out all the way.
Yeah, and this is all-wheel drive, dual motor, and you can't make it a single motor, and you can't disable that, and you can't do burnouts, Yuri.
No, we were told by one of the higher-ups at Ford at the launch event. We asked him if he can do burnouts. He's like, it can do burnouts, and we're like, they said it couldn't do burnouts, because we asked the other guy, and he's like, I guarantee you it'll do burnouts.
It still can't do burnouts, so what are we
It
doing
can
there?
if they just on the keyboard,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they don't want to because
he said it probably
crash.
will be able to by the time it comes out.
So, this one still cannot do burnouts, no brake stands, no mode for that. There is going to be a rear-wheel drive version coming in the future. I don't know if it's going to be a GT or not,
I don't think so.
but I think that's our last chance at maybe him saying that it could do burnouts.
But the thing is, this is a Mustang GT, is what they're selling it as. In a Mustang GT, it cannot do a burnout.
But it can kind of do a donut.
Okay.
So what I did was I turned traction off, cranked the wheel, and floored it. It kind of yelled at me in traction, like, "Gah, gah, gah," but it did a little bit of a...
And that was in Unbridled with the traction off, not in Unbridled Extend, which sends even more power to the back.
Because Canada.
Cold, yes.
But the unpredictability of that little bit of a donut makes me think I will be seeing YouTube videos of these things unpredictably leaving places in the future.
If you do show up to a car meet in one of these, send us the video. Let us know.
I'm very interested to see.
Also, what I want people of electric vehicles, especially the performance ones, to let us know in the comments is, do you drive your electric performance car more aggressively than you've ever driven a gas car? Because I feel like we do every single time, and there's no penalty for it because there's no sound. Nobody knows what you're doing. Nobody knows how fast you're going. So let us know. I'm very curious.
Or if you just bought a fast one, you're like, you know what? I'm going to keep this in whisper, or what's the opposite of ludicrous mode in a Tesla?
Chill?
Chill.
Yes. That makes sense. See, like I thought about it for half a second. Logical.
Okay, quick rewind. Looks-wise, this or a Model Y?
This, 100%.
Yeah, same. But like...
Infrastructure-wise and everything-wise,
we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of infrastructure, what's the range on this?
418 kilometers, so that's pretty damn good. Slightly less than the regular non-GT, makes sense.
Yeah, worth it for the dampers.
Yeah, exactly. And then the actual charge time is about 10 hours on a level 2, and 45 minutes from 10% to 80% on a DC fast charge.
Okay, we're gonna go try to charge that Mach-E. How much do you want to bet that somebody is icing the spot at our usual spot?
I'll bet you lunch.
Deal. You owe me lunch.
What the f, bro?
All right,
Sponsored by Nissan.
I'll move my Nissan. All right, Jacob, tap with your credit card.
Hang on, it says I have to plug this in first. I'm gonna follow the instructions. In the hole. Oh.
So you can't use a credit card.
No.
Yo, Canadian government forcing an app for charging should be illegal. If I had to have an app to go to Petro-Canada or Shell, that would be ridiculous. Do something.
Do something.
You owe me lunch. You owe me lunch.
Damn it.
30 minutes have passed approximately, and we went from what, 30% to
47%.
and that cost me $10. And we've been cruising around 50% this whole review because we had to get here, and that's how it worked. And on the way here, I got to use the cruise control. What's new with cruise control in this vehicle, Jacob?
So this is BlueCruise, which also debuted in the F-150, the two vehicles that you can get it in. Tracks your eyes, tracks your head. Apparently, you can use this fully hands-free on like 100,000 miles of highway. Yuri, did you use it hands-free on 100,000 miles of highway?
I drove on the 401, the most traveled, most congested highway in North America, and it did not work because there's construction right now.
Yep.
There's always construction somewhere, and you told me later that this needs to be on a pre-mapped highway.
That's right. That's why it's 100,000 miles right now.
But when I got onto the highway, I got into a non-construction zone, but it still didn't do BlueCruise for me.
Right, but you had a blue circle around, which is tricky because it has to say BlueCruise, or sorry, it has to say hands-free.
So with my glasses on and my hands off, yelled at me. With my glasses off and my hands off, still yelled at me.
Yo, could you see when you had your glasses off?
Not the best.
Okay.
Let BlueCruise take the wheel. Anyways, the lane keep is still good, but on one of Canada's busiest highways, it didn't work the way I expected it to work.
Yeah, and we haven't tested out Cadillac Super Cruise, but I imagine it works the same because it has to map it out, and because of construction, everything's always changing. So I guess we can conclude that the Tesla probably has the better system because it doesn't need to map anything.
I think it's been like 3 years of us saying we haven't driven Super Cruise.
Yes. Well, eventually we'll drive it. But what I do want to say is I'm actually going to try and get BlueCruise to work, so I'm going to insert a segment if I was able to get it to work. BlueCruise on. Watch the road, be prepared to resume control. Okay? I guess it's on. That means I should be able to go hands-free. It does not work. There's no construction. I'm out of the city. I've enabled everything in the infotainment. Apparently this means BlueCruise, I guess. No. And a little bit more performance stuff. This does do 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, which kind of gets annoying for us. We just want to drive these electric cars very eco-friendly. Like we don't want to drive these things fast. You just get sick and nauseous.
Yo, where's the launch control on this? That's what I want to know.
I'm kind of surprised that it doesn't actually have
Maybe
it.
it's buried in Extend.
Yeah.
8 degrees?
I got it to work. Hang on. It works.
All right, let's do a launch. Let's go.
Okay, let's do this. Real time. It's exactly the same. But, I mean, it is quick, like, even when you're going, because some electric cars, once you're going, they definitely slow down. This is not one of those.
So now let's move into the interior briefly. We've got the tall infotainment screen. Pretty much everything exactly the same as the last ones, except this one has not had any errors or glitches or anything, which is nice.
And we have this unbridled extend mode. That is the only addition, but it's currently grayed out.
It's not the only addition. We can draw now with the sketch mode when we're stopped.
We didn't have that one before?
No, it's new for this.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, here's my lovely drawing.
Can't show that drawing. So this does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless CarPlay. Works nice. We got a nice charging thing. It fits the phones great. We got USB and USB-C. Fits small cup just fine. That's a medium. Armrest is good.
Oh, and it says GT over here, which is nice.
It doesn't like ratchet or extend.
No, I'm very comfortable in it, though.
Yeah.
Driving position-wise, this is great.
Visors.
Ooh. Ah, we already know.
3, 2, 1.
Full pass. Thank you, Ford, for including the stickers telling everybody that the visor extends.
And also on the interior, we got this cool material up here, which I think looks nice. Every material in here looks great.
Yeah, geometric shapes. The material is nice. This like suede-like material. It's nice.
Full moon roof. Back seats have a bunch of room. The
Yeah.
front seats are pretty comfortable.
They are different than the regular Mach-E. I really like these seats.
And since this is now a GT, that's why it has a Ford GT shifter.
That is not true, Yuri. Every version that we've driven has it.
Okay, trunk space, it's still a hatch, still got a lot of room, and then that privacy cover I feel like always flew off in previous versions. This one seems a little bit more sturdy.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it's designed any different, so I don't know. Just
Well,
works
look,
well.
look at the draw.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the final part of the interior, you still bang your knee on the infotainment screen.
Unfortunately, I do, and it's honestly feels kind of dangerous. Like, if I take a hard turn, I have to mentally prepare to try and brace for that.
Ford, I want to see the crash test dummy's knees. Let's see how that worked out. I moved my seat closer so my knee is in the same position as you, and I'm like, no.
I had to move my seat slightly more uncomfortably back so that my knee is at a slightly different angle.
That sketches me out so hard.
Yeah, I don't know. Definitely, if you're shopping for one of these, hit up a dealer, sit in one, and let us know if it actually hits your knee or anything.
tsp.truecar.com. Click the link in the description below. Find a Mustang you like. Maybe even a gas Mustang.
Discounted price offers.
So with all that out of the way, let's get to the price.
This one starts at $82,995.
Canadian.
This one's optioned to $90,680.
That's a lot.
That's a hell of a lot of money for this.
Yeah, considering it can't do burnouts and donuts.
Yeah.
I'd expect it to for that money.
And it competes with a Tesla Model Y Performance, very similar specs to that. And it's pretty much the same price as that, basically.
And it's the same starting price-ish of the Audi e-tron SUV.
Yeah, which
But-
is a competitor because of the Tesla as well. So
Even though we've never driven it. I don't know Polestar 2. We don't know anything about that yet.
Yeah.
But then also, an e-tron GT starts at 130. So for another 40...
that's
you
a lot
get-
of money.
Yeah, but like... That,
Yeah.
That's kind of getting close.
And it's smaller, less trunk space, not an SUV, which is, those are
like
all bonuses.
a 40K difference for a Mustang to an e-tron GT is like kind of not even that crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Even though you probably can't pick something up base model.
No, probably not.
And the Mach 1 Mustang we drove was 76,000 Canadian.
Considerably cheaper than this and considerably better than this.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, I'd go Mach 1.
So what'd you take home? This or a Model Y?
Theoretically, I would go with the Model Y just because of the charging infrastructure alone. That's it. I like basically everything else about this, judging only from photos because I haven't driven a Model Y.
I'm a sucker for the tech from Tesla, so I'm gonna go with the Model Y, even though we haven't driven one.
Let us know what you guys think, and is BlueCruise enough to sway you to the Mach-E GT?
Get some winter tires. This is a subscription break. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe right now. Subscribe. We didn't do that.